Thank you for attending this really short introduction to our program, Growth Bootcamp. It's an honor to visit Tirana in a few days, along with my partner, Alex, to deliver the Growth Bootcamp program, the program that has given us the opportunity to travel in lots of new places, meet and teach lots of new, resilient, and ambitious founders and marketers. Just to introduce myself, as I said, I'm Agilos. I run Growth Sandwich, and in the past I had the chance to pass by multiple head marketing positions, both in London and in Athens. Just a few words about Growth Sandwich. We are a no bullshit, no BS, plug and play growth marketing agency based in London. We work specifically with tech companies. We had the chance to work with some amazing brands in the past, and we combine fast experimentation, tools, and expertise to bring the necessary growth for every aspiring tech business that would like to work with us. A little bit of bragging. It won't take more than 10 seconds. These are some of the amazing brands that we have worked with. Most of them are extremely popular in London and outside of London. And the reason that we are here today, guys, that you are watching this webinar, and potentially I hope that you will attend the Growth Bootcamp event, is that the industry is full of bullshit. The agencies industry is full of bullshit, and especially the growth hacking industry is full of bullshit. Now, when we speak about a growth hacker, when companies try to hire a growth hacker, what they imagine is something like this guy or this guy. It's pretty true that nowadays the term growth hacking is kind of abused and misinterpreted. Nowadays, growth hackers present themselves as some kind of magicians, dark magicians, that they hold a sacred knowledge that they can touch your product, apply some growth hacks, and just make your growth explode, which is definitely not true. The truth is a little bit different. Growth marketing and the need for growth marketing started a few years ago in a company that most probably you have heard. It's called Facebook. And Facebook, along with other tech companies, a few years ago, they realized that product, marketing, and engineering used to work in silos. So just to explain that, product was a department, a totally separate department that was proposing features or testing features. Engineering would build features or products, and then marketing would receive all these features and products and would just market them. There was no real communication and feedback between those two, and they were working mostly in silos, in closed departments. At some point, this book happened. I hope that you have heard of this book, or even better, you have read of this book. It's called The Lean Startup. It's written by Eric Rice and speaks about the lean methodology. The lean methodology is a methodology that started back in Japan, from the car manufacturing industry, basically. And in a nutshell, in a few words, what it teaches is that instead of building a whole product and then releasing it, potentially you don't know if the potential customers want it, build mini versions of this product, release them to the market, take the feedback, and keep building based on that feedback. Those mini versions are called MVPs, minimum viable products. So at this point of time, businesses realized that they needed someone to break the silos, to connect the product, the marketing, which was the department that was mostly client-facing, and the engineering, which was the department that was building based on the feedback that they were getting from product. So they needed a middleman. So now we come to the gist of what is growth. Growth is definitely experimentation. Growth utilizes tools for lean validation to test and validate ideas, concepts, whole products or features in a really lean way, in a simple, cost-effective way. But mostly, It's the mindset of whatever works. A growth hacker will check the data and will come up with ideas that work. So that's only 1/3 of what the public believes about growth hacking. The first documented growth hack happened lots of years ago in a brand that most probably you know. It's Hotmail by Microsoft. And these guys in Hotmail, they realized that in order for them to grow, they shouldn't invest so much into top of the funnel traffic generation and acquisition, but utilize and take advantage of the really passionate and happy user base that they have already created and generate organically through referrals. So what they did was they just put a little line at the end of every email, a default line that was there in every email that you would send, that would say, get your free email at Hotmail. And the word Hotmail was hyperlinked. That's a really simple thing. There's no fancy growth hack behind that. That helped Hotmail have explosive growth and grow its user base into millions and millions of users in a really, really short time. There is a specific process to do growth hacking and to actually implement growth marketing in your business. And every time that you are trying to hire a growth marketer or somebody presents himself as a growth hacker or a growth marketer, what you need to ask, definitely need to ask to understand if he's basically lying, is what is the process of growth hacking. And the process is as follows. We generate ideas based on a specific goal that we have or a specific metric that we want to improve. We rank and prioritize these ideas based on ease, impact, potentially also a third factor, confidence. We clearly define what success means for us. So is it 1% increase a success, or do we expect a 5% increase? We should define that. We should understand what success means for us at this stage. Then we execute in the leanest possible way. We don't want to ask from our development team to build stuff that we won't use in the future. So we want to test these ideas, to test these features, to test these little campaigns in the really simplest possible way, measure performance, measure how these actions, how these tactics actually impact the performance of the metric or the goal that we have chosen, and whatever works, we double down our efforts. Whatever doesn't work, we kill it. If you're a founder, following that process won't be really easy for you guys. There is a creative process that you need to follow, a data-driven creative process that is a little bit painful, and whoever is a founder in this audience knows that. Sometimes we come up with ideas that we believe that are awesome, but then as we deeper into these ideas, we understand that they are a little bit tricky, and then we go into the opposite side. We believe that our ideas are shit, then we believe that we are shit, but then as we dig deeper into these ideas, we find something that might work, and that helps us understand that the ideas might be okay. And then we go back to this is awesome. And this process is the typical tech company, tech startup roller coaster that if you have ever worked for a tech company, you are already aware of. I need to point out, and I need to stretch it as much as possible. This is not a Facebook quote, not a motivational quote, such as, I don't know, if you fall 5 times, you need to stand up 6. This is actually a really pragmatic advice that I want to give you. Measuring success is hard and takes time. It's not a matter of sticking to your strategy. It's a matter of the channels, a matter of statistical significance. When you run a Facebook ad campaign, you need to wait until you measure if it's successful or not, until the data that you have are sufficient, until you have statistical significance. Giving up too soon is always a big mistake. Again, the reason is that you need data. You need statistically significant data sets to come up to decisions if your experiment works or not. Commit to your strategy. Don't change strategies every now and then. Having a wrong strategy is actually even better than having no strategy, because eventually you will realize why your strategy is wrong and you will make the necessary pivot and change into that. Shifting strategies all the time is the wrongest thing that you can do. Now I'm going to give you just 3 hacks. I'm not a big fan of hacks. We have some of them in the course. I will just give you a few of them to kind of just inspire you for the course that is upcoming. I hope you like them. I hope you haven't heard them somewhere. The first comes from Twitter. So if one of you or if more of you are working in a B2B sector, you most probably know that the best way for us to acquire customers in the B2B sector is conferences. Attend conferences, do PR, have a stand in conferences, potentially be speakers in conferences. But lots of these conferences are extremely expensive sometimes, and we don't have money to pay for them, or we don't want to pay for them. So a really quick hack that you can apply is you can create a landing page that has a unique offer only for the people that participate in a specific event, a specific conference that you don't want to attend, you don't want to pay, you cannot afford it. Then you need to do some community management in Twitter, pretending that you are there, saying what an amazing event is that, what an amazing conference is that, we love being here, guys. And run a Twitter ad sending traffic into this landing page by using the hashtag that the conference is using. So most of the people that attend conferences, they also attend the speeches and they use the hashtag to post on Twitter. So just by using their hashtag, or even the postcode of this conference, you can target specifically the audience that is actually there and drive them all into a landing page with a unique offer, especially for them. So you can do business development and customer acquisition just by having an ad and a landing page from the safety of your sofa and with your money not being spent into this conference. Another really quick thing that you can do to actually increase your conversion rate by 15 to 25%, especially if you're running Facebook ads or Google ads, is use one of the tools that are called social proof tools. These tools are Use FOMO, Use Proof, and there are some others, but I generally prefer Use Proof, to be honest. It's the easiest to use. So what these tools are doing is, if you have ever used booking.com in the past, when you are visiting a room, there will be a notification that will tell you 3 more people are checking this room, which will basically give you a rush, make you feel excited about this room, and inspire fear that you might lose this room, even if you're not extremely happy with the amenities of this room. This is called social proof, and it's based on human psychology. We want more what other people also want. So what Use FOMO and Use Proof are doing is exactly that. They serve notifications, letting your current users, your current visitors know what other visitors are doing. So if you combine that with a PPC campaign or a Facebook ads campaign, you will realize that you have this amazing 15 to 25% better conversion rate in your ads. I definitely propose you to use that. The last hack is a hack that I learned a few months ago by one of my former clients. So this former client, just to give you a brief introduction to what he was doing, he was selling handmade pasta. So he had a store, he was importing handmade pasta from Italy, he was Italian, and he would sell the handmade pasta. The pasta wasn't made, it was frozen. So he would send a box with frozen pasta, the sauce, potentially cheese or something else that for you to just boil the pasta and then add the necessary stuff. So when we started working together, I want to be really honest with you guys. I wasn't particularly excited about the pasta. The food wasn't that amazing. It was fresh. It was really high quality, but the portions were really small. It was kind of expensive, overpriced, and it wasn't something, incredible. It was okay. It was just okay. But despite the fact that it was okay and it was a little bit overpriced, the reviews that this product had on Trustpilot were amazing. He had something like 4.9 out of 5 in Trustpilot. So I openly asked the client, I asked him, man, how can you have such amazing reviews so early? You have a 4.9 out of 5. And he shared this hack with me. So what he was doing, whenever somebody would order his pasta, he would send an autoresponder after they have received the pasta, asking them, in terms of happiness, how much would they grade the product from 1 to 5 stars. Whoever would give the product 1, 2, or 3 stars, he was firing up a second autoresponder email, giving them a £10 off to order again. Whoever, though, would give the pasta a 4 or a 5 would get another autoresponder that would give them £10 off to share their experience in Trustpilot. So the amazing Italian guy was bribing his happiest users to speak about that. He was giving them free money to share their experience in Trustpilot. He didn't do that for long. He just did it for not more than 6 months. But the reviews that he built in Trustpilot, just by themselves, they were word of mouth that helped him build one of the fastest growing FMCG brands in the UK at the moment. I need to stretch that none of these hacks have any value if you do not have a strategy. All these hacks that I have shared with you are second-hand hacks that somebody applied, they worked, and then they shared them. They kind of spoke about them. Marketing is like social psychology. When you speak about something openly and lots of people know something that it works, then gradually it stops working. So if you expect hacks from us, I assure you that's not the biggest value of what the course will give you. What we will give you is the strategy, the tools, and the framework to come up with your own hacks. Of course, we will also share some pretty cool hacks that we have came up with that still work. But the big value of your behind your attendance is that you will be able to come up with hacks that other people will publish and use in their businesses. It would be our honor to see you in the masterclass. We hope you enjoy the upcoming masterclass and the upcoming course. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attending this little quick webinar, and see you in Tirana. Bye.